topic we are going to talk about is good manager versus good leader. Who is manager here? Please raise your hand. Managers. Chef is manager. Okay. So here, almost half of you are managers. Okay. So we have half of you managers and all of you leaders. Okay. Let's talk about how to become good manager and good leader. Okay. I want to share my first disciplinary action. I remember the year 2001. I was just promoted to assistant night manager. Assistant night manager is not really a big title, but for me, it was so big because it was the first manager title. And to be honest with you, I cried when I was promoted from night operator, night auditor to assistant night manager. I cried. So it was a very big thing for me. Because it was so big title, I was a big boss. I was a very difficult boss. I had a very small team. I had two night operator. I had one night auditor. That was all I had. But I was trying my best to manage the team perfect. And I was shouting a lot, and I was always very, very strict, and I spent a lot of time to teach everything perfect. Okay, one day, my TNC manager called me. Not called me actually, sent me an invitation letter saying that please attend your disciplinary action. Okay, so I was invited to join my first disciplinary action meeting. So I attended the meeting. I didn't bring my witness. I was just shocked. Okay. And then this manager was telling me all about the value and competencies required to be a good manager, blah, blah, blah. And I think it was a good opportunity for me to look at me and ask myself, what should I do? What kind of manager I want to be? Now I'm just starting my career as a manager. What kind of manager you want to become in the future? I believe I was not the only one who was bad. I believe there are lots of managers who are as bad as me. So we love talking behind our manager's back. We talk about our managers all the time. Blah, blah, blah. She's terrible. He's unbelievable. Go to the hell. Yeah? There should be a good reason why. Why we hate our managers so much. Why is it so difficult to be a good manager? There should be a reason. Why all the managers are all hated by team members? To find the answer, I'm not talking about the experienced managers. Yeah? Once we get mature, once we find our own management philosophy, we get better, we get improved. But in the beginning of the management years, yeah, as a beginner managers, we all make a lot of mistakes and hated and disrespected by the team members. We want to find out why. Okay? So in order for us to find out why it is so difficult to be a good manager, we need to see the definition of manager or management. Okay? So what is our job as a manager? Management is including activities of setting the strategies of an organization, and we need to coordinate the efforts of the employees. And what is the purpose? To accomplish the objective given. Okay? How do we make it happen? How do we achieve the objective? We need to utilize the resources. What kind of resources? We have money, we have natural resources, we have technologies, we have human beings. Okay? So we have some resources available, and we have to utilize that resources to achieve our objectives. That is what managers do. To look into the details, what kind of activities we need to do, these are the activities we need to do as a manager. We need to do planning, we need to do organizing, we need to do leading, we need to do coordinating, we need to do controlling. This is 5 most dominating tasks managers are doing on a daily basis. The manager is responsible for overseeing and leading the work of the group of people in many instances. The manager is also responsible for planning and maintaining work systems, procedures, and policies that enable and encourage the optimum performance of its people and other resources within a business unit. Sounds familiar? Yeah. Anyway, so let's remember we need to do planning, organizing, leading, coordinating, and controlling as a manager. That is what managers do. At this stage, we need to ask, who becomes manager? Okay, so one of the example of manager is executive chef. Who becomes executive chef? Correct? Best cook becomes executive chef. It's not only kitchen. Best waiter, waitress becomes restaurant manager. Best front office agent becomes FO manager. Best spa therapist becomes spa manager. Best housekeeping attendant becomes executive housekeeper. Best salesperson becomes director of sales. Best reservation agent becomes reservation manager. Best security officer becomes security manager. Best engineer becomes chief engineer. Best accountant becomes FC. That is the problem. Why? What we are doing is we are giving the job and titles to the people who doesn't have any competencies. Managers do what? Managers do planning. Yes. So we have no idea what to do. Okay, so I'm the best cook. Yeah, I'm the best cook because my food is so delicious, right? But I have no idea about menu engineering. But one day suddenly you are executive chef. And your GM says, please come up with a new menu. Our food cost is too high. Can you control down? How can I do that if I don't know how to do menu engineering? That is why all the managers are hated. Because they don't know what to do. To make it worse, managers do not have competencies, but managers do have authorities. So we make people who do not have any competencies to manager, but we give authority instead of competencies. So what's happening? We have a people who have authority only. So what do? You shout. Do this, do that. Can you work hard, run hard? Because that's the only thing I can do, right? Because I don't know how to control. I don't know how to plan. I don't know how to coordinate. I have no idea what to do. What I know is I'm higher than my team member. My authority is higher. So I utilize what I have. That's why we hate our managers, because what they do is only shouting. And that's not their fault. Because they didn't deserve the job from the beginning because nobody taught them. If you want to appoint someone as a manager, you are usually supposed to get training on how to plan, how to coordinate, how to control, how to lead. But without that process, we always say, wow, you are wonderful front office agent. From tomorrow, you are duty manager. Of course, we fail in the beginning. The song makes it so sad, right? This situation is so sad. So we need to find the solution. We have to find the solution. We have managers who do not have enough competencies, but only authorities. That's why what I want to do, what I can do, is only utilizing my authority to become a boss. First of all, we need to stop trying to manage people. We have to manage system. You have to give up being a boss. I know it's interesting. You feel like a big person. you tell people what to do. Be careful, huh? It's interesting, but you are not doing your job. Manager's job is all about planning, coordinating, and controlling and leading. So if you start to manage people, you do not have a time to do your original job. We need to manage our policies and procedures. We have to visit our team roster and see if there's anything I can do to change it. How often do you submit the same roster over and over without looking at it? It's your job as a manager to see, is there anything I can do to make it more effective? You need to see the team structure. Okay, I have a 2 supervisor, 1 captain. Can I change it to 1 supervisor, 2 captain? It is your job. But how often do you think about it? Reporting, communication. How often we think, how can I improve my communication with my team, with my other department, with my superior? Performance review, action plans. The more we sit down with our team members and give your opinion about their performance, they will apparently improve their performance. But how often we do that? We all want our team members to work better, but we never sit down together and make an action plan together. That's why they are not improving. Working environment. We have to go and visit, check the computers and dishwashers and vacuums, printers, canteen. Training. We have to stop blaming people because they didn't deliver the performance when we never delivered the training. It's a vicious circle, right? You became manager without the training, and then now you are blaming your team member, and they didn't get the training either. Motivation. We need to all spend a lot of time to think, how can I improve motivation? Because this is the most powerful tool we can utilize as a manager. You need to keep thinking. There should be a lot of ways. Okay? But if you do not spend time thinking about these issues and system, just try to be a boss in front of people. Okay, everybody, work hard. It doesn't work. Second, the problem is, even though you want to manage the system, because we never learned it, we cannot do it properly, right? So, we have to study. It's very obvious, management is something you need to study. Why is it obvious? Because you go and check the list of major in any university in Indonesia or worldwide. Okay? You always find management department, right? There's a medical school, there's a management school. You never find a leadership school, but you always find management school. Why? Because management is something you need to learn. Management is skill. Management is knowledge. Skill and knowledge will not be obtained if you do not study. Even though you watch people riding bicycle for 10 years, you cannot ride a bicycle if you do not practice riding bicycle yourself. It's impossible. So, if you want to be a good manager, you have to study management. How? There are so many YouTube materials. If you just type management, there are so many people who think their opinion is the best about management. You can learn many, many things. There's a coordination, controlling, and everything. Or you can just buy a book. If you go to bookstore, there's a lot of books about management. Okay? You don't need the big, thick one, just buy a small one. And there are so many principles of the management, what to do, how can I become an effective manager. You have to learn. Learn what? How to plan, how to organize, how to coordinate, how to control, how to lead. But up to here, it is what I learned from textbook. I'm just delivering what I learned. But I don't agree here about leading. So from here, now I want to talk about my own philosophy. good leader is not something you can be by learning, by studying. Of course, there are some tips. If you read some books about leadership, there are some strategies you can utilize to lead people, which is practical as well. It works. But you can see why I don't like them. You can create threatening environment. Okay? You create something very, very threatening. Okay? A lot of threat. And people become very, very cooperative. They don't feel comfortable, they listen to you. This is what military usually do. In the military, everything is controlled. It's threatening environment. You have to sleep exactly the same time. You have to get up exactly the same time. Everything is controlled. You have only 15 minutes to eat. Okay? You cannot leave the food behind. Okay? Everything is all very, very well controlled and designed, and then you feel very, very threatened. And then you become cooperative. And military is one of the most cooperative group, right? They work as a group. Everybody go together. Leading military is very easy. Everybody listen to you. Okay? Because of this. Another strategy you can utilize to have a team spirit is creating a mutual enemy. That's what Hitler did. Okay? What Hitler did was, okay, Jewish is all bad. They are trying to steal everything from us. Let's kill all of them. Yeah? Hitler created big enemy, and then the whole country become one. Everybody followed Hitler, and then the Germany became the strongest country in the world. It was a big, very strong team spirit, right? Germany was the biggest team of the world. That was only possible because they had a common enemy. We have some positive, okay, these two are two negative. Yeah? So there are some positive way to create team spirit. For example, you can set up a clear mutual goal. Okay? Yeah, this is our goal, let's go together. Okay, goal. Some other thing you can do is we can find common values. Okay, what kind of value can we share? If we can share some common values, we feel united. Okay? That's what usually the politicians do, right? Okay? They share the value with the people, and then they say, please vote for me because we share the value. But actually what they do is they study what kind of value people have, and they pretend to have the same value, right? But anyway, that's how you unite people. And then what company usually do is set up a mission and vision. In case you are not familiar with the mission and vision, how to distinguish? Mission is the reason you exist, why you exist. So Accor mission is to deliver the best result to the owner and then best performance operation, hotel management company. That is a mission. Vision is what kind of future you want to achieve. That is vision. Accor vision has just changed, right? They want to become a hotel group which is augmented. Yeah. The meaning is it is not only hotel only. Okay. Augmented means we are doing everything. It's a lifestyle company who is not just a hotelier. We are doing everything. That's a new vision we are creating from Accor. Okay. By creating vision and mission and share with all the team members, we can create kind of bonding. But all of this is quite minimum, I would say. We hardly really pay our attention, right? So it is working, but not really strong. So we need to find another thing to lead people, right? If you want to be successful, if you want to be a good leader, my personal advice to you is you need to separate your role into two different aspects. Quite often, we fail to become good manager and good leader because you mix. Mix means I'm trying to balance. I need to be good manager and good leader. I should be in the middle. If you are in the middle, you fail both. Why you fail both? Because of this. Mission of manager and leader is totally different. This is why you cannot be in the middle. Management is all about delivering the desired result by maximizing organization, productivity, and effectiveness. Okay? We talked about the system management, right? So we need to increase productivity and effectiveness. How do we do that? We need to motivate the people. We need to check the roster. We need to renew the SOP, procedure, policy. Okay, whatever it takes, we have to increase our productivity and effectiveness to do what? To deliver GOP, desired result. That is our job as the manager, trying to get the best result. What is our mission as a leader? The leader doesn't exist for the company. Leader doesn't exist for the group. Leader exists for the people inside the group, inside the company. What I mean is this. I have two titles. I'm a leader of this company. I'm a general manager of this company. My mission as a general manager of Novice Bogo is to deliver the best GOP result. But it has nothing to do with my job as a leader, because my job as a leader is to take care of each one of you. The problem is here, when we talked about the manager's job, manager's top quality is productivity and effectiveness, right? But as a leader, if I want to create something valuable, which means trust, right? What should I do? I have to spend time with my valuable employees, my team members, my colleagues, right? So I have to go and celebrate the birthday together. I have to take a photo together. I have to say, hi, how are you today? I have to create very small moment of connection every day, right? It takes a lot of time. From manager's point of view, it's a waste of time because it is not really helping GOP. It has nothing to do with the productivity. It has nothing to do with the effectiveness. It is not actually only nothing to do with, it's against. If I want to increase my GOP, I have to sit down in the office and have a meeting with my director of sales and discuss about the strategy. Instead of doing that, I'm dancing with you. Bullshit. Very different, right? So that's why we cannot mix it. So we repeat. What do we need to lead people? Now you can answer. What do you need? Yes. Now all of us know. In order for us to lead the people, we need trust. How do you build trust? What do you need? You remember this term? Cumulative deposit? Leadership and love is the same, right? We do not remember since when we loved our partner. Okay? Because it didn't just happen with one big gesture. It was all coming from cumulative deposit, right? One day you send a lovely message. One day you write a letter to her. Okay? One day you buy small cosmetics to her. One day you send a message, you look sad, are you okay? One day you wait for her in front of a house. Every single gesture is cumulated, and then that is creating love. Okay? Leadership is the same, right? We have to spend time, we have to spend our energy, we have to share our life, we have to celebrate the small success. We have to share our tears and sweats, and we dance together, we celebrate the birthday together. And then we create trust. So, we cannot carry out our role as a manager and leader at the same time because it's totally different, opposite. It's opposite. So, what we need to do is we need to have two faces. Two faces. So you need to decide how you want to spend your day. Yeah? I think I share already with you that I have a daily schedule, right? And this daily schedule is combination of my role as a general manager and my role as a leader. Okay. For example, our activity, flash mob, GM's class, I'm not doing it as a general manager. Yeah? I would prefer for you to stay in your department and work in order for us to have a better productivity and effectiveness. But I don't really mind because I'm also a leader. So in order for me to create trust among us, we know that this is very valuable time to spend together inside this room and dancing together. So we need to have two different ways. We do not mix it. Because if we mix it, we thought, oh, should I go this way, this way? No, you don't need to choose. You do both. I have a two face. Okay. Okay. So now we understand the difference between manager and leader. Okay. So in summary, if we want to become a successful manager or good manager, we need to realize that management is something doesn't come from experience. Okay. Many people just think, I did a waiter for 10 years, I can be a restaurant manager. No. Management is something you need to learn. Even though you have a 20 years experience as a fantastic cook, you cannot be called as a chef if you don't know how to do menu engineering. You cannot do executive housekeeper if you cannot arrange shift roster for your housemaid. So we have to learn how to control, how to coordinate, how to lead. And then once you can exercise your duties as a good manager, now you want to be a good leader. How do we do that? We separate our activities and role from manager. Okay? So 1 hour you act as a manager, next hour you act as a leader. And then you will value the time you spend as a leader, because at the end of the day, good leaders have a better chance to become good manager because people will follow you. When you have a good strategy, if nobody listens to you, how can we implement it? That is the end of second section. Any questions?